Hi. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how you can create product accessories for WooCommerce using the product accessories plugin. So this is where you can actually download the product accessories plugin from the WooCommerce marketplace. And if you just read through the description quickly, it will tell you that basically you can create tabs on your product page to basically list complementary products for your product. So, for instance, if you think about something like Canon DSLR cameras, you can basically list other cameras. You can list tripods, adapters, mounts, and anything that complement the current product that your customer is looking at. And it's the same thing for if you have a store for something like coffee, where if you're selling coffee beans, you can actually create a complementary tab for related filters, grinders, brewing equipment, anything that would basically help to increase your average order value. So, with that said, let's get into how to actually use the accessories plugin. So, once you have the plugin installed, the first thing you may want to look at is your settings. So here I'm going to go to WooCommerce settings, products, then accessories. Once there, you'll see the different options available to you. So quickly, you have basically a kill switch for the plugin, which allows you to basically disable the tab on all of your products without actually having to uninstall the plugin. So that way you can actually work in the background, make changes without actually deactivating the plugin. So the next thing is the default list name and the all list label. So if, for instance, you know that generally all your products are going to be labeled accessories, then you can make your default list name accessories, and the all list label will be all accessories or anything that you prefer. Then you can change your product count. So you can basically show the product count on the side of each list, or you can actually disable that. There's also your products per page. By default, it's 12. And then tab position, and then your list layout. Your list layout allows you to basically make your list either vertical or you can make it horizontal. Okay, moving on, let's go over to our products. Let's create our first accessory tab. So here I'm going to go to cameras, for instance. And I'm going to choose a camera at random. I'm going to go with this fake GoPro. Okay, now that we're here, let's go to the accessories tab. And here I can give it a tab name and all list label. But if I leave this empty, it's going to take the settings and use the accessories and all accessories label that I previously created. So here I want it to be called add-ons, and here I want it to be called all add-ons. Now I can create my first list. I can do that by creating it by pressing this button here, add a list. And from here, I can give this list a name. So for instance, this is a camera. So let's say I wanted to recommend certain filters. So if there are some filters that I'm trying to sell specifically for this, what I can do is I can manually select those that I'd like to be displayed. So let's do this. We're going to call this recommended filters. Actually, let's go with lens, recommended lens. And I'm going to go with curated for my product source. And so when I choose add product, I can manually select the product that I'm looking for. So I'm just going to search lens. And as you can see, there's quite a bit inside of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select this one, but for the others, I'm going to do advanced lookup. Now from the advanced lookup, I can search via name, SKU, or description. I can filter by categories, brands, product type, and stock status. So I know that I'm looking at lens. So I'm just going to select the first three from here. I'm just going to skip over these and go to the next page. And I'm going to select these. Now, I'm just going to choose select products. And just like that, we have our recommended lens. Now, let's say we wanted to add a new list. And let's say for this list, we want to create a list of cameras that the customer can also take a look at for comparison. So I'm going to make this rule based. And so from here, I'm going to choose add rule set. Then I'm going to select product category, and I'm going to say is, and I'm going to say the product category is cameras. Now I can actually extend my rule set by adding more rules to this. So by doing so, if you select add rule, you select any of these other types. For instance, if I only wanted cameras from the GoPro brand, then I can select product brand, and I can say is, and then I can basically select GoPro. And so that's how it works for other options as well. So let's say I only wanted to recommend cameras within a certain price range. I can select product price. I can say greater than, less than, greater than, or equal to. And that would allow persons to basically display products within a certain price range. You can also display products that are on sale. You can display products that are featured. You can choose a stock status as well. So here I can say is, and I can say only in stock. That way only products that are in stock would be displayed. And I can even get more granular and display things based on weight, length, width, and height. Now that may not apply to our camera product type setup, but it may apply to other things like food and beverage and other types of products. So moving on, I'm just going to remove this rule, and I realize this doesn't have a description, so I'm just going to say this is my description of the product. And let's work with just these two tabs for now. So let's go ahead and update this. Okay, now that it's updated, let's take a look at it in the front end. And here we go. We have our add-ons tab, and we have our all add-ons. We have our recommended lens. So these are the ones that were curated, the ones that were manually selected. And here we have the ones that were chosen based on our rules. So here we have our 12 based on the rules that we provided. And that's it. That is how easy it is for you to actually create your accessories list for any of your products. And this is something that will help you to basically increase your average order value by providing different options available to your customers while they're currently looking at the product they have in mind. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always here to help. Have a good one.